Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? I had to really go a little crazy today because a bunch of y'all been asking, why aren't you playing something with Painful Quandary? Well, first off, let me point out that it's in this deck list that you're about to see, but we actually found a way to make it work, surprisingly. So let's hop in and see what Mono Black discard looks like with some Quandary action. Right, as always, if you want to support, hit that join button down below. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all of you that are members of the Brood. And if you want to protect all your stuff, check out ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Use promo code PowrDragn. They're going to save you 5% at checkout, and they're going to support the channel. Also, I want to say, for those of you that have been coming around the Discord or showing up to streams, giving input, whatever, love it. Those of you who've been responding that are members to the stuff I've been sending out, love it. Thank you so much. But let's get into today's deck here. So we're starting out with 3 Duress. Now, some people have been asking, why do I do 3 instead of 4 or 2 instead of 3? In this case, Duress is a thing like we kind of want to draw it early, but once you get later in the game, Duresses aren't that good unless you're playing against something like Control. But we kind of have enough things that are decent against Control decks in this setup, so we don't need a lot of Duresses. And they're actually going to be pretty bad against stuff like Mono Red for the most part, definitely against the Soldier decks, so you don't want too many of them. So we're going to start with 3 Duress. We've got 4 Corrupt Court Official. This comes into play. Your opponent has to discard a card, so we're already on the discard theme here. We do need some actual spot removal for things that don't get discarded, so we want to go ahead and play 3 Go for the Throat and 2 Infernal Grasp. And the reason I keep splitting these up is because there are a fair amount of artifact creatures being played, and you don't want to get caught where you just can't kill stuff, but Go for the Throat kills the majority of major threats still. Then we're playing 1 Raven Man because, well, if we get the opponent to discard stuff, we get extra cards. And if we're just in a pinch, especially against the Control matchups, then you just pay 4 and make your opponent discard every turn. Then we have Virus Beetle, which is basically an artifact version of the Corrupt Court Official. It comes into play, opponent discards a card. We're playing 2 Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. And the only reason we're playing Gix here is, well, really for 2 reasons. One is that if we do clear the board, we can go ahead and just kind of keep our hand going and find our other threats to close the game out. But there's also a possibility that we've emptied the opponent's hand, we end up with Duresses or something that aren't any good, or maybe even one of our discard creatures. We can now use Gix's ability, and we can just discard our hand to get a couple things off their library and hopefully get to play something useful. So just wanted to have a few extra outs for those dead cards. Then we're playing 3 Graveyard Trespasser because hopefully they're going to be discarding some things. Then we're playing 4 Liliana of the Veil. Now 4 might be too many here, but because of what we're doing, sometimes we're going to use it as a removal, but at other stages, we're just going to use it as a discard spell. And we're kind of okay if we get a second Liliana. We'll just play the second one, scrap the first one, and we'll use it as a removal card. So I don't really mind that too much. So we're going to go ahead and play 4, and I think that's going to be the right number. Then we're playing 3 Shieldred, the Apocalypse, because it's just big, and if we've made their opponent discard a bunch of stuff, then there's a bigger chance that Shieldred's actually going to survive. Then, of course, we're playing 2 Invoke Despair because this card's just good. Probably could get away with a 3rd. However, we are playing a fair amount of more expensive things because of the Painful Quandary, so I don't want to get caught with too many 4s and 5s in the deck. We are playing 1 Junji, the Midnight Sky, mostly because it's a big flyer. If we just get in a weird situation, have to block something, but Junji also can make your opponent discard 2 things, or just get something out of the graveyard and back into play. And it doesn't have to be your graveyard, it just has to be either one and not be a dragon creature. Then, of course, we're playing 2 Painful Quandary, and for those of you who don't know what this card does, it's pretty simple. When your opponent casts a spell, they either have to lose 5 life or discard a card. And if we're already doing our job, making them discard regularly with Lilianas and Ravenmans and whatever, well, then everything's going to cost them 5 life. Or they can only cast a spell effectively every other turn. And we're kind of okay with that too. The best thing about this card is going to be really good in the Control matchups, right? Because they lose the advantage of card advantage. Every time they play something, they have to discard something, because they're definitely not going to give up the life. So that's actually pretty good. The problem is this card's going to be pretty bad in a lot of the aggro matchups, and partly because a bunch of them are going to either have a bunch of creatures and not really necessarily care about their life total because they're just coming at you, and they're trying to end the game before you even probably get to cast Quandary, most likely, or they're playing something like Destroy Evil, and Painful Quandary's not going to live very long anyway. So we're only playing a couple of them because we don't expect them to be great in a lot of matchups. They're just kind of the card that if you get ahead, this just ends up getting to be the closer. And we're going to go ahead and round this out with 2 Phyrexian Fleshgorder. Now, the reason I decided on the Fleshgorder is, again, coming back to the thing I was talking about, where Mono white can be a problem, mono red can be a problem. Well, gaining life in those matchups is very good. And then if we get this late in the game, this gives us something to do with all of our mana. So I don't have a problem with that either. But it's just kind of a good catch-all to buy us time for our deck to do whatever it's trying to do. And then we have 20 Swamp, 1 Takenuma, 3 Mishra's Foundry. And the reason I'm playing the Foundry is we're single color. Once we get to realistically like 3 Swamps, we don't really need any more. Obviously, you want a 4th for Invoke Despair, but we're only playing 2 of them. This can also let us just still attack in the event the opponent top decks a sweeper or something. We can still close out with some attacking creatures. So anyway, that's the deck. Hopefully these cards all come into play and do what we want, but we're going to go find out. As usual, y'all go watch those games and then catch up with me on the back end of the video because we'll talk about how we felt about the deck, what we would change, and I'll have a card spotlight for you. Okay. I mean, we already have 4 lands. Maybe we'll find something to play in between casting these things. Man, mono red's got to be the worst matchup for this deck. I mean, our only hope really is finding like another discard spell, I think. Yeah, that's not going to help much. Yeah, we just got to take it. Oh, they didn't even want to kill our beetle. Okay, well, we'll try to block with it next time then. Come on, something good? Nope, that's not good enough. I mean, I don't even know what we do here. Do we... Like, we don't commit to double blocking a Swift Spear, right? Because that can't be good. Though, if we get the opponent to spend an extra card, then I guess it would have been fine. I guess here we just take 3? Alright, that helps. Now we just have to survive the turn. Hopefully they don't have something to kill our Shieldred. Okay, Feldon, kind of annoying. We take 3, go to 7, draw 2. Yeah, that's fine. Gotta do this. No attacks. So that bought us some time. We're probably looking at a squeeze as soon as they find a land, though. Alright, well, that's enough for them to concede. We will keep this. Huh. Alright. Well, we'll find out how this does against black deck, I suppose. It's going to be interesting because we're playing a lot of similar cards, I'm sure. Outside of my discard spells. Yep. Unfortunately, I wish we had more aggressive duders like that. Would be great. I think we block here just to get access to our Trespasser and drain them for 1. Yeah, okay.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when you win.
That's a thing.
Haven't you ever heard of
Alright.
space?
Kind of largely does the same thing, I suppose. Go to our graveyard. We'll go ahead and remove that. I wouldn't mind getting another one of our 2-mana discard dudes and then killing something with a go for the throat here. I think that would be more than fine. I'd be okay with that. They also didn't want to use Liliana, so they got something in their hand they don't want to give up. That is rather interesting. What is that thing? So we could choose to do nothing. Then we both flip our werewolves. Or... You know what? I'm just going to do this. No attacks. And just know that next turn we're going to try to invoke Despair, and then we'll see what happens from there. Unless they were to play like Shieldred here. Okay, I'd say then that would probably change some things. Yeah, alright. You got a 2/2 body. Sounds good. Not interested. Yeah, no blocks. Ah, that becomes much more interesting all of a sudden. We can kill 2 creatures and still kill Liliana? Alright, and we get to get rid of the underdog here first. Now, of course, that's probably their Invoke Despair that they're holding on to, but whatever. And I should probably just fire mine off, but this feels like it's going to work out better for us. I'll get rid of this duder. Alright.
It's no fun when they hit back.
Let's see what happens here. Played a land. And soul transfer. Alright. That was nowhere near as bad as that could have been. I mean, we're definitely going to invoke Despair now next turn. Opponent's debating what happens if they attack here, I guess. There's only 1 creature left. It's in their graveyard, so if they want to steal that for the life drain, this is their chance. Well, it looks like our opponent might have went AFK last turn. I don't know what happened, but this would have put us in a pretty good spot overall. So we're going to win this one, but not sure what happened with our opponent. All right, well, we'll take the win. It's just not pretty, but it goes on the record. So we get our cards. We play a land. We get to attack. Remove their creature. Opponent goes to 9, and that was probably going to be enough to get there. Though I say that. They could have Liliana'd on this turn. We would have ended up making them discard their last card, unless they played it alongside Liliana. We probably Takenuma to get something back. And like that's probably it. So this could have still turned into a little bit of a game, depending on what their hand was. And they had a Foundry that they could actually block or attack with. So, yeah, tough one. But sometimes you just kind of have to say that a win's a win and just take what you can get. Oh, no. Ah, boy. I mean, I feel like I got to mulligan this. That's a tough one. And, man, having access to an Invoke Despair up front is going to be all right. Let's keep it and see what happens. We're on the draw. All right, that does not help us at all. I'd have been better off getting rid of this and keeping that land at this point. But we shall see. I guess having a backup Liliana is kind of nice here. All right, they're going to cut down that, and then they lose a card. Probably going to be a werewolf here. No, it was not a werewolf here. Well, now we definitely don't want both of us to discard just yet. So let's go ahead and just do this.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come.
Especially since we have access to Shieldred next turn. I'm assuming they have at least one more kill card, but like, you know, you got to force them to play it. Now this is kind of interesting. Ha. I actually think I kind of want to Liliana again and discard and then play the Invoke Despair. I mean, not discard, but make them sacrifice, I think is what I want to do here. I'm just thinking, because the problem is we want all of these. All right. This is a little crazy, but sometimes you just do what you got to do.
And you think you can win?
We kind of just got to know the type of game we're playing here. And then we'll have an extra card from the Invoke Despair. So then we can force them to discard. Then we can play Shieldred. And then hopefully that's good enough from there. Don't know, but we'll find out. So we get 2 cards. Ooh, Raven Man's kind of nice here. We'll plus to make them discard 1. Get rid of that. Now we can play Shieldred and Raven Man, and then make them discard, and then we'll get a 1/1. Unless they want to play a land and actually play their Tenacious Underdog, which they will, so that's fine. Away goes Liliana.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish, after all.
Alright, let's go with this. And this. And now we might get to play Gix, find something that makes them discard. That could be a thing. So we have choices here. Let's go with this duder first. We could attack with the creature land, but I'm going to gamble on what we draw here. We will take the action. That'll work. And then where's old... There we go. Let's get rid of that guy. And I'll just play that. Invoke Despair. Probably just getting rid of Raven Man here. I mean, creature did go to the yard. That's nice. We got some attacking to do. I mean, if you're gonna kill Gix, you might as well. Oh, they had a disfigure. Sure. I forgot that was even standard legal. No lie. I was thinking about so many other cards and not that. Yep. Yep. Ooh, excellent. We'll play both of them. Love it. All right. Okay, this is a solid hand. This is about as solid as we could want for the type of deck we're playing. Yep. Nothing there to get. Fair enough. What are the odds that we could find a Liliana? Or not a Liliana, but a Shieldred and cast it on time? That would be a big deal. That'd be a real big get if we could get it. Because the problem is we're not going to get to play Shield or Liliana here. We're going to need to draw a 4th land. Because of old Thalia. Unless we just find a creature kill spell or something off the top. That obviously is important. Interesting, they got rid of that. That is actually one of the better cards, I would think, for them. Alright, we desperately need a land now. Or else we're going to be in a world of hurt. No attack, because it does nothing. Alright, so they had another Siege Veteran. Makes sense. Yeah, we just take 3 one time. Okay, that's not helping us. Yeah, we need to draw some of our removal cards. This is just going to be real bad. Man, this is crazy, but I might have to triple block a Siege Veteran. Which just feels gross. But I think it's correct. Unless they put the counter on the veteran. Yeah, exactly. Alright. Then we'll just slow block. Oh my gosh. No luck. Yeah, this is just bad news. We're just stuck. No lands and can't really do anything here. Yep, Cathar, sure. Makes sense. Yep. I'm just gonna GG's. Like, we didn't get the lands we needed. We're sitting here with uncastable cards. Alright, we'll try this out. We're keeping this. Oh boy. Shakedown heavies and trespassers. Alright. That's some good news, in a way. The only weird thing is... we know their turn 3 is going to be a big body. So I have to decide if it's better to just play a discard. Yeah, we have to discard. Make them discard. I would just try to think of some situation where we might want Raven Man first, then make them discard to get the value, but I just don't think we're going to be able to mess around with that. Especially if they go land shakedown heavy, we're going to have to spend mana to kill that. I don't know. We also know that Shieldred's there. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Now, if we rip land, getting Invoke Despair helps us out a little bit. Makes life a little less painful. But we'll see. They have not shown us a third land yet. Okay, so they don't have it, unless they just drew it. Okay, so that's good news. At least so far. Oh yeah, they're pumping. That's great news now, actually. Okay. So we do have a touch of time. Not a lot, but a little bit here. Let's go ahead and do this. Limit some of their options. If we get a land, then we probably just go Raven Man, Infernal Grasp on something. And then try to lean on this Invoke Despair after that. If not, I don't know. We have to figure it out. Oh, they had a Karn Silex. Huh. Okay, didn't necessarily see that coming. Sure, I'll jump once. Why not? I'm assuming the big boy is coming. No. They didn't go with Shakedown Heavy. Interesting, especially with them being low on cards. I would have almost just assumed that was going to be the play. Alright, we pass here. We're gonna double block. And then know that we get to kill Shieldred. And then hope we draw a land for the Invoke Despair. There's a lot of hopes and dreams here, but we'll see. Alright. Oh, hey, it worked out. Look at that. I mean, we still have to deal with the Shakedown Heavy, but that's a problem for future us. Alright, not going to be so bad. Bankbuster, sure. That's a smart play here. Now, what do? We do this, get rid of that Shakedown Heavy. Though, they could draw and discard something else. We'll see if they do or not. Alright. So they found something they like more than a Shakedown Heavy. Interesting. Alright. They have their own Trespasser. Sure. Okay. Sure. Guess I'll block. Oh, that's nice. Huh. I was thinking I was going to try to kill their Duder, but now we may not. Okay. Let's do it. This guy, I guess. Alright. So now we're going to force them to find some removal. Yep. Not blocking. If we don't block, we go to 7. And then if they have land Invoke Despair, we're at 3. But then we get to attack back. Alright, this is going to be kind of rough. No blocks. I probably should block, but I'm not going to block. Alright, let's see what they got. I mean, are they just drawing here? It looks like they are. Wow. If they don't kill one of our... if they don't cast something here... all of those flip. Yeah. That's... okay. Sure. I mean, if you don't kill anything now, that's 12 damage. Because they're each going to trigger twice. Well, not really, because there's only 3 things in graveyards, I think. Oh, and they did get rid of Invoke Despair. Nice. Nice. You'd love to see it. So get rid of that. Do we have anything in our graveyard? We do. And then... you know what? We'll just do this now. I mean, I'll probably regret it when they top deck a Shieldred or something, but... such is life. They get it, they get it. Alright, they're drawing, make a 1/1. Have a land. Sorin. It's actually almost as good.
Out of my way.
That's pretty legit.
I have a weapon. You can deal with my servant.
Oh, we're 1 mana away from this. Oh, that's so big. That's what she said. Giggity. Yeah, I guess we're going after Sorin here. And... they just let that die. I guess the question is, can we afford to wait 1 turn for this? I think we just have to play it. It still has menace, so, you know, and they can't target it to kill it easily. And we'll just see what happens. And they go to 7 here. And have a land with nothing. Okay. So if we attack, we're just trading for the Bank Buster. No more creatures in graveyards. So there's no more life to be gained or drained there. Huh. Alright. I mean, it feels like it might be worth it anyway. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do this. And then just have an extra body. And we'll see what happens. The good thing is, though, I didn't wait. And we wouldn't have hit a land. So we would have still just been holding the Flesh Gorger without anything else to back it up. So that's kind of nice. This also isn't bad to play. Because if they were to have top decked a... Ooh. Ooh. Well, that's a thing now, isn't it? Wow. How does this end up? So one of these is going to crew this. You could use those to double block this. If not, you block, you trade. So you block here. This could pump. We do this. They end up sacrificing the sleeper, probably. Wow. If we attack with just this, then they crew that, then they equip, and we just... that goes nowhere, right? Alright. We're for sure attacking with those. Do we get anything with the virus beetle? Assume this gets... well, this can't get blocked, so this would have to be blocked by this. Alright. I don't think we're really doing anything here with this. So we'll just remove Sorin Invoke Despair. Oh, so they're not even coming with the... Interesting. You're say, now you're going to crew, right? No, they're going to 5. All right. Them going to 5 is very interesting here. Because they're basically going to 2. Okay. Play this, just make them discard a card, right?
This fight finished before brunch.
Okay, there's nothing relevant. So, if we would have got him, be better off getting him to sacrifice a creature, but kind of had to know. We still would have never got that 7th land for the Flesh Gorger, actually, which is also pretty funny, all things considered. Oh, opponent. You should have attacked for 2 with Lily. Oh, well, Liliana, you wouldn't have killed her that way, though. Alright, so this way we would kill off the token. Wow. Why don't we go to 4? And then what happens? This is such a tough situation. Wow, why didn't I draw another kill spell during all this? That would have been nice. I do not know what to do with this. I feel like the problem here, though, is if I don't attack... Alright, I guess I'm just going to do this. And then... Yeah. They draw cards, I guess. Yep. I mean, we're kind of up against it, so I'm not really sure there's anything great here. Other than maybe drawing another Flesh Gorger. That would be a 7/7. Yeah, so I'm assuming that's the play. So their hand looks like it's probably fairly dead. Well, if they have spot removal, they can't really target the Flesh Gorger is part of their problem. Karn Silex, sure. Okay. Interesting. What is that last card? We attack with Flesh Gorger, it gets double blocked, right? Alright, we're gonna do it. If they don't have a kill spell, we win. If they do, we lose. That's kind of where we're at. Sort of what it feels like. Yep. Looks like they got it. That's tough. Or maybe they draw first, go to 2. See if they find one. Wait, maybe they don't have it. Oh, they're double checking the other Foundry. It's like, yeah, I can definitely pump the other attacking Foundry. Okay, maybe they don't have it. I thought they had a kill card for the Foundry here. Okay. Man, is this Flesh Gorger going to be the difference? Yeah, that's probably the play there. Just see if you find it off the top. There are 2. I mean, you still got 3 mana. Alright, I mean, I got to do the only thing we can do. Hope they didn't find it. Oh, we got it. Woo. Alright, we'll see where this takes us. Man, it's so funny. I feel like the last 2 nights, or like last 2 sessions, it's just been so many black heavy or red heavy decks. Mostly mono black or mono red. Like, there's been a lot, and a lot of different versions, but so many of them. Alright, let's see if this helps at all. Not really. I wanted to put a creature in the yard. Assumed it was pretty low odds of that happening, though, to be honest. What even is this guy? Oh, it's a prowess 2/4 normally? Okay. Sure. Alright, we go all the way down. I have a feeling this is just going to end up dead, but we're still going to do it. Because if not, we at least have a chance of gaining some life. But I assume they've been holding on to lightning strikes or something. And then we're just going to hope, beyond all hope, that the Shieldred makes it. Don't know how likely that is, but here we go. We also might just get killed anyway, because the opponent just attacks. If they have a lightning strike, we die. Because that's just 4 plus 3. No, that's a problem. Yeah, don't have a choice. I mean, yeah. Kinda have to. Yeah, we're dead anyway. That's what I figured. I was like, if they have it, we're gonna die anyway. Okay, we'll keep it. Alright, another mono black. I feel bad because I feel like y'all are having to watch like so many mono black and mono red matches. Which I'm sure it can't be the most entertaining thing, but hey, I'm trying. Alright, a tenacious underdog goes to the yard. Fair enough. They want to kill our officials so they can attack for 2. And play a sleeper. Well, I guess we'll just do what we can do here. Being light on mana and all that. Would have liked to have drawn a land and gotten rid of that underdog, but this will work in the meantime. You're discarding removal spells, which isn't the worst thing. Liliana, sure.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick. You won't be.
Oh, they're making us both discard. Well, that's a thing, isn't it? Alright, I'm gonna... Well, because they have a Liliana out, they're making us discard. Maybe we want to keep Gix. This is a weird spot to be in. Wow. Alright, let's get rid of this. Oh, I guess because they have things that go to the yard. I don't know what their logic was there. Alright, well, now that their hand's empty, we don't really gain much here. So we're just going to go after Liliana. Let them choose if they want to block with something. Like, our Virus Beetle is basically trading up in either scenario, so we're okay with that.
I really don't have time for you.
Get rid of an underdog. Which actually ended up working out for us now, because if they make us discard or sacrifice a creature, we don't have to get rid of our Trespasser. Which is super nice. Yeah, I guess we block here. I mean, not sure what else we were going to do. Yeah, we're stacking that little beetle in a heartbeat. Couldn't click that fast enough. Opponent, discard that last card, please. Awesome. Away goes Liliana. And we'll eat one of these little dudes that come back. Oh, we get to leave both of them because you didn't cast anything. Excellent.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Yeah, now we're in good shape. There you go. Sure, why not? We'll keep it. Mostly because I have the Quandary in hand and I don't think we've cast it in I don't know how many games, so Figure might as well. I mean, obviously we want some mana to make life a little bit easier, but we'll see. We'll get in there for this whole one. Let's start with this. I'm assuming this gets countered. But I figured this has more value to us in this fight. Potentially. I don't think they're going to have that many things that go to the graveyard here. They do have a Liliana.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come with answers.
Sure.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Now this is going to be interesting. If they make us discard, we're going to get rid of one Go for the Throat. But then we'll figure it out from there what we want to do. Hopefully we draw a land and we can just get the Quandary in play. Because that would be big in this fight. I would argue it could be exceptional if we can actually draw their threats. Alright, well, we did the first part. Let's go after Liliana and see if they have something to kill our Duder. Nothing.
It's no fun when they
They didn't cast anything. They didn't even have an instant to kill this. I think I'm just going to end the turn. I'm assuming they have to have counters or something. Okay, now we get to find out. Make disappear. Go for the throat. They have their own Flesh Gorger, which they weren't playing because they wanted to counter something. Their Go for the Throat's no good, as are ours, if they decide to play their own Flesh Gorger. So we're going to be in Flesh Gorger battles here probably soon. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start with this Quandary, get that down. Now every time the opponent wants to cast something, they have to discard a card or pay 5 life. Which, with them having a Flesh Gorger, we can't kill. We definitely will kill that. Interesting, they didn't want to discard a card there, though. They also didn't crew up. Not that it would have mattered. Don't know if I'll need that. I'll hold it for later. I mean, there's a chance we find a Gix or something and we could discard it. But this is the matchup you want the Quandary in against the slower decks because it puts pain on them for everything they want to do. And they almost have to have the Flesh Gorger here so they can even attempt to keep playing spells. Which is quite amusing. But I'm going to attack and just keep pressure up on them. I mean, obviously, we're just trading and whatever, but that's fine. I also have a 2-2 that'll be coming in next turn. Could play another Bankbuster here. Nope, they're just going to draw. Would also give them something to discard. So that's not a bad move. Surge Engine. Alright. That is going to be a problem. Huh. Okay. See what they discard here. This likely just going to trade with the Surge Engine here, but that's fine. I mean, we kind of have to. All right. You know, I don't think their deck has a way to get rid of this unless maybe they're playing like Karn Silex or something. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what are they going to go looking for? Probably something that kills a Flesh Gorger, to be honest. Can't imagine they'd go want anything else there. I mean, counter in most cases is probably not very good. Bankbuster costs them their last card because they can't pay 2. Alright. And they're attacking. And that should do it. Oh, no, because that's only going to be 4. I'm an idiot. What if we found, I was going to say our other Flesh Gorger, but this is the next best thing, I suppose.
A fight? And you think you can win? One of your friends has to leave.
I'm going to attack with this, leave this back just in case. Well, it didn't really matter, because they would have to draw, get a card, then crew the other one would kill Liliana, but then the card they had, yeah. I should just be attacking with both of them here, honestly. But technically, they could have 2 cards that do matter here, so we'll see. But we should be pretty good. Quandary did a lot of work this game. Yep, that'll do it. Whew, this is not good. We're going to mulligan. Don't know how much better this is, but we're going to probably get rid of 1 duress. And see if we can get there with the rest of this. Tainted Adversary, Underdog, Shieldred. Alright. Well, we're going to need to find something. I mean, that'll help, but I would like mana to go with, please. Adversary? Sure. Alright. That was not what we were hoping for. I really wanted to go land Gorger and then be able to set up Gix the next turn. Would have been excellent. Now, not feeling so good about this hand. If I'm being honest with you, it's a little bit scary now. No, it's a lot scary now. Yep, no blocks. Alright. And they go land into Shieldred, and there won't be much we can do about it. Oh, gosh. Alright, I guess we gotta do this and just get rid of the underdog while we can. Okay. Let's see if this is good enough. Oh gosh, they're just attacking. Why? I have access to Gix, but if they just play that, Gix is gonna suck. Alright, I'm gonna take it anyway, though. I don't know what's about to happen, but okay. It wasn't land Shieldred. That would have been the worst thing. So we avoided worst case scenario there. Do we attack with all 3? Probably just attack with 2, right? And then draw 2. Don't want to get too overzealous here. Take action. Ugh. Ugh. Dang. I was hoping for at least one of those to be a useful spell. Jeez. That is miserable. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to block this. Alright, still wasn't land Shieldred, so, you know, we're still trucking here. Alright, we got an answer for Shieldred now. And we're close to casting this. We attack, drain the opponent. I'm not going to cast this Flesh Gorger because I get to flip our duder here. And we're going to get to kill at least Shieldred, so that's fine. Because I'm assuming this is the land Shieldred turn. Nope, it wasn't. Okay. We go to 5. Even though we know Shieldred's eventually coming. I mean, I guess if it just doesn't, it doesn't. Alright, so we have that to block with, though we're probably not ever going to do so. Alright. So that comes into play. We're at 5. We can chump block some things if we have to. Opponent got their land. Alright. And they're not even... I was going to say, are you not even going to play Shieldred there? That was about to be unreal. Our turn. Alright, wow, we found just too much mana, to be honest here. Alright, let's say we attack. Opponent's gonna just make our life miserable. Actually, maybe we kind of want to attack and have them block so that we actually clear the path for Flesh Gorger. Because it's possible they just block with Adversary. Yeah, let's do that. Our graveyard, well, we do have a Gix in there, sure. Every little bit of life's gonna matter. Alright, so they did do what we hoped. Now we're gonna cast this full size. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill it. And then if we find something to remove a creature, then we can start doing... Ah, but they found another Shieldred. Gosh dang it. We tried. We tried, y'all. Yep. That's just bad luck. We drew so many lands in a row. Fortunately, we had something to cast with it, but that's kind of where the good news stops. And if they haven't invoked Despair, we're just dead, right? We could block for 7, gain some life, I guess. It's not the end of the world. Alright, that's a thing that matters. Let's attack with this. I mean, because we're only at 3. We kind of have to anyway. Oh. Okay, did they just draw another Shieldred? That's interesting. I would like to tap this. There we go. I mean, obviously you sack Underdog, so you can get that back. Okay, let's go with this. Whoa, okay. Didn't see that coming. Of course they had that. Okay, this is not bad though. Man, how crazy did this go from like us looking like we were on the brink of death to now being in a 10-10 fight. 10-8 actually. And no answer to Shieldred. Alright, that's it. Alright, there you go. I don't know, like somewhere deep inside, it's weird. I almost didn't want this to work, so I'd have to like overhaul it and do some other things. But in reality, I'm kind of glad it worked because there's not all that many quality discard cards to play right now. So we're kind of lucky that this worked out the way it did. Surprisingly, we kind of had problems with the matchups we thought we would, so that's not really a surprise. Could maybe play another removal card instead of like a Junji or something if you're worried about those. But we held up against a few things. Interestingly, we didn't get to play against a mono blue, I don't think, which would have been kind of interesting with all the discard spells and like what they actually hold on to and whatnot. I think we could win those, but it would have been interesting to get to see. But outside of that, yeah, the deck did what we wanted it to do. I mean, the reality is, though, the deck is still like half good cards and half discard spells. So it's not really that much of a surprise that when you remove a couple things and then you play a Werewolf and then a Shieldred and a Liliana, like sometimes you're still just going to win games. But the discard spells make it a lot harder for your opponent to come back, which is actually a nice bonus to have. So yeah, as it is, not really looking to change much. Like I said, the only thing I would change is maybe if you thought you were going to be running up against more aggro decks in particular, you could swap out a couple things for more removal, but that's probably about it. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Cabal Therapist. Mostly because, like, this has nothing to do with price or playability really that much of this card. The biggest thing here is I want to use it as an example to remind people that anytime me or anybody else is giving feedback in the preseason when we're just seeing cards previewed for the first time, don't take it to heart, because this is a good example. When this card came out and we first saw it, there were so many people speculating this card's going to be busted, it was going to change the format, it was going to be too good, it's going to go into all these weird quarter case decks people were coming up with, and it turns out this card almost never got played. I think early on some people tested it, turned out to not be great, and you can find a copy of this for like 25 cents now. It's just not played in any deck list I can think of. So sometimes a card might look really good on its face, but we haven't seen all the other cards in the set, and then sometimes even when we have, the format just doesn't go in a way that this card would actually be good. So yeah, not saying to ignore all the data, but just take all of it into consideration and still use it to make your own decisions, because you never know what's going to happen. Now, if you enjoyed today's deck list and you think this might look too good, well, if you want a deck that actually plays pretty well against this, check out the Red Aggro deck with artifacts that we're playing here, and you might actually have your answer. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.